I am Dr. Sachin Pathare, Assistant Professor at the International County Law College, being a participant of UGC Mali Mission Teacher Training Center, MMTC, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. It's conducting a short-term course on professional ethics, universal human values, and constitutional responsibilities. As the part of requirement for the completion of this short-term course, today I would like to deliver a lecture on professional ethics, universal human values, and constitutional responsibilities. Friends, a person may possess immense knowledge, but without ethics, values, and responsibility, that knowledge may not benefit the society. So today's discussion is therefore about how knowledge should be guided by ethics, values, and constitutional morals or responsibilities. So let's understand what is meant by professional ethics. Professional ethics refers to the moral principles and standards that guide professional conduct. So that is most beneficial relating to professionals. These moral principles or code of conduct uh, guides the behavior of individuals in their professional life. Every profession has certain expectations. For example, the doctors follow medical ethics, lawyers they have to follow their legal ethics, judges to follow their judicial ethics. Similarly, teachers also follow academic and professional ethics. Professional ethics helps professionals make the right decision even when nobody is watching. Now, let us understand its core principles. The first comes integrity. So, this integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is observing. A teacher with integrity never manipulates marks, attendance, or official records, and integrity builds trust. Then comes honesty. And honesty means truthfulness in every aspect of professional work. An honest teacher admits mistakes, avoids plagiarism, and gives genuine feedback. So student learns honesty from our behavior than from our lectures. So this is why this honesty is most important. Then next comes the accountability. Accountability means accepting the responsibility for one's actions. If a student performs poorly, an accountable teacher reflects on teaching methods instead of blaming any student. Then comes fairness is the core principle of professional ethics that every student deserves a equal treatment. So that's why evaluation should be based on performance and not on like or dislike, caste, religion, gender, or relationship. So fairness develops confidence among the students. That's why it is most important thing. Then next principle comes that is respect for students. That every learner deserves dignity and respect. So this is the duty of the teacher should encourage questions, appreciate different opinions, and avoid humiliating the students at public places. So respect creates positive learning environment, and that is most important between student and teacher. The next principle is confidentiality. That teachers often have access to students' personal information, academic records, or counseling matters. So such information should not be disclosed anywhere by the teacher. So this confidentiality builds trust between teacher and students. And that's why this is also one of the most important ethics. Then next comes commitment to excellence. Excellence that learning is never stop. So a good teacher continuously undertakes knowledge, adopts new teaching methods, conducts research, and always improves his professional skills. So professional growth benefits students as well. Uh, Therefore, take into consideration a simple sentence that ethics transform knowledge into a responsible action. Knowledge tells us what is right, whereas ethics ensures we actually do what is right. Now, let's move towards universal human values. Values that are promote dignity, peace, and harmony as well as coexistence. And unlike professional ethics, these uh, human values are linked with that every person, regardless of his nationality, religion, language, or occupation. These values promote human dignity, peaceful coexistence, harmony, and mutual respect. So, take into consideration what are these core principles or core values. The first comes truth. Truth means being honest in words and action, both the things, both in words and in actions. That is most important. And so that's why students naturally trust those teachers who always speak truthfully. So accordingly, is the most important, and that is our provided in our emblem. That is Satyameva Jayate. So truth is always prevail. Then next comes compassion. That compassion means understanding another person's suffering and trying to help. Sometimes students struggle because family problems, their financial issues, or mental stresses. So instead, immediate punishment, compassion encourages understanding. So this is also most important value that everyone must inculcate in himself. The next comes respect. That respect means treating every individual with dignity. Respect should flow in both directions, from teacher to student, and from student to teacher. Thereafter, another core value is empathy, and empathy means placing ourselves in another person's situation. Rather than asking why is this student performing poorly, we should ask what difficulties might the student be facing. So empathy changes our approach from judgment to understanding. Next comes justice. Justice means fairness and equal opportunities. So every learner deserves an equal chance to succeed. Uh, that must be observed by every human being. Thereafter, next value comes that is known as responsibility. Responsibility means fulfilling our duties sincerely. This is most important. We have to discharge our duties sincerely. That teachers are responsible not only for completing the syllabus, but also for shaping responsible citizens. And this is the duty of we the teachers. Then next comes tolerance. It has also great importance. We are living in that diversified situations. So tolerance means respecting the differences. The students belong from diverse social, linguistic, religious, cultural backgrounds, and education becomes meaningful when diversity has been respected. And this is what expected by Indian Constitution to achieve unity and integrity in the diversity is there. Next comes the cooperation that education is a teamwork and teachers, students, parents, society must work together for holistic development. So these are the core values which are available universally. I must be inculcated, imbibed among we the people, and unless and until we take into consideration all these values, there is no scope for holistic development of the nation as well as the world. So Swami Vivekananda rightly said that education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. So this means education is not merely filling the mind with information. It is about bringing out the goodness, potential, and values already present within every individual. So these are the universal human values. Now let's move towards the third next pillar that is known as the constitutional responsibility. Uh, Indian Constitution is called as the grand law, as the law of the land. And as the citizen and teachers, our conduct should reflect the ideals of the Constitution of India. The Constitution is not merely a legal document, but it is a living document. It is a moral compass of our democracy. So let us begin with the preamble. The preamble of Indian Constitution is called as the key to open the mind of framers of the Indian Constitution. So our preamble highlights the guiding principles, and those guiding principles which has been provided in the preamble are first comes the justice which has been provided under the Indian Constitution, that is social, economical, and political. So this justice means fairness in all these three uh, types of things. That is in economy, economical justice, political justice, and social justice. This should ensure that equal opportunities for all learners. Then another responsibility, that is regarding liberty, has been provided under the Indian Constitution. That liberty means freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. The students should feel free to ask the questions, express their ideas respectfully. Then next is the principle that is known as equality. That equality before law and equal protection of law. That discrimination uh, has been prohibited by the Indian Constitution. And accordingly, right to equality has been provided from Article 14 to 18 of the Indian Constitution. It is also served in various articles of the Indian Constitution. And another principle which has been incorporated in preamble, that is known as the fraternity. Fraternity means brotherhood, that unity and mutual respect. So educational institutions should promote harmony among all communities. So these three principles in the word has been said that liberty, equality, and fraternity has been given by French Revolution. But while submitting the Indian Constitution to India, the chief architect of Indian Constitution, Dr. Ambedkar said, "This liberty, equality, and fraternity I have taken from my Guru, that is Lord Buddha. So liberty, equality, and fraternity I found in the teachings of Lord Buddha. So for India, these three principles, this trinity, we have not taken from the French Revolution, but this is our own origin, that is comes from Lord Buddha's teaching. So relating to constitutional responsibilities, this has been incorporated by the amendment to Article 51A. Let's take into consideration briefly some of the fundamental duties. That is, first comes abide by the Constitution. It means we have to respect the constitutional values and the institutions which have been established by the Constitution. Then promote harmony is also one of the duty of Indian citizens to encourage unity beyond religion, caste, language, sex, place of birth, or etc. So we the people, we are one. Such type of feeling must be developed. Thereafter, next comes that development of scientific temper to promote inquiry, questioning, and evidence-based thinking. This is the need of hour and rational discussion. So teachers should encourage students to ask why it is there, how it is there. So such questions may lead to the students for rational thinking as well as evidence-based thinking. मराठीमध्ये त्याला म्हणतात जेवढा पुरावा तेवढा विश्वास and this must be developed in current scenario. This is the need of hour. Then next duty comes, that is known as strive for excellence. That continuous improvement is everyone's responsibility. Learning is a lifelong process, and accordingly, every citizen must take such duty as on their priority. Thereafter, to protect the public property, nowadays we see the people who have no nexus or no grievance to harming the property. Public property is for all, and this is the for the well-being of all. So, this is the responsibility of each and every citizen of India to take care of each and every public property. So, accordingly, these are the few fundamental duties which has been incorporated in our constitution. So, next, I would like to So what is the responsibility of the teacher? So students always observe teachers every day. So they learn more from teachers' behavior than the lectures. If teachers practice constitutional values, students naturally adopt them. Therefore, teachers teach constitutional values not only through textbooks but also through personal conduct. Now, let us integrate these three pillars. Uh, when we connect these three pillars with one place, that professional ethics, universal human values, and constitutional responsibility, that professional ethics teaches us how to perform our duties honestly. Then universal human values teach us how to treat people with dignity and compassion. The constitutional responsibilities guide us toward justice, equality, liberty, fraternity. Together, these three pillars create an ideal educator. And when there is an ideal educator, it may lead towards that strong nation building. For example, that integrity supports honesty, compassion supports justice, accountability supports responsibility. When all these qualities come together, we become not merely knowledgeable teachers, but a responsible nation builders. Now, let us reflect uh, or move toward the next side. At conclusion, let us remember one simple formula, that knowledge plus ethics plus constitutional morality plus human values is equal to responsible teacher. And when there is a responsible teacher, a teacher's success should not be measured only by examination results. Real success lies in producing honest, compassionate, ethical, and responsible citizens. Let me conclude with this thought. The true teacher is not one who merely imparts knowledge, but one who inspires ethical thinking, nurtures human values, and upholds constitutional ideals. Thank you.